There is a quote, "Trust is earned, not given." But does that apply to social media companies? On October 28, 2021, the company formerly known as Facebook released a video explaining that Facebook is now changing its name and creating a new way for the users to communicate. This quick change in dynamic is quite similar to the character development in Fight Club, as many speculate that Meta's evil intentions will lead them to their end. Over the last few months, Meta lost 70% of its value, and it seems very clear that Mark's $100 billion gamble on virtual reality is destroying Facebook's reputation. Meta, previously known as Facebook, claims this rebranding is a part of the movement to change communication by fully immersing the users and providing them with a lifelike experience. How revolutionary is that, right? Well, the metaverse will become a place where humans can be on different sides of the planet and easily interact as if they were in the same room. Mark says that Meta will not just change how humans interact with technology, but change how humans use technology to interact with each other. We focus on building technology so that people can interact with each other, he said. Knowing Facebook's past, many are starting to wonder if this is too good to be true, or if it's just another way for Facebook to invade their users' privacy. As you know, Facebook has a good name of selling user data for profit. During Mark Zuckerberg's Meta announcement, he claims Meta is only a start of a series of incredible technological advancements. This could be Meta's attempt at making their users forget about the past behavior by distracting them with a new and improved feature that cannot be found anywhere else. But not everyone is buying this Meta thing. Along with myself, plenty of Meta users still believe that this is just Meta's attempt to put a band-aid over a bullet hole. Mark Zuckerberg started the platform as a way for Harvard students to connect with each other. You might know how Mark stole the idea of Facebook and he had to pay a big settlement for it. Even after all of this, it became a great success, and 16 years later, it's how people get their news, keep their friends and family updated on personal events, and publish meaningful content. With nearly 2.9 billion monthly users and an estimated market cap value of over $305 billion, Facebook is the largest and most powerful social media platform on the planet. Compared to Facebook, neither Snapchat nor TikTok is able to generate as revenue as Facebook. Facebook also controls many other mainstream social media platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp. While 59 of the social media users have Facebook accounts and regularly use the platform. Anyone 13 years or older with an active email can socialize with millions of people worldwide. Coming back to Fight Club, Fight Club is an action drama that follows a lonely, unnamed narrator who struggles with insomnia. His timid, consumer-based life quickly changes as he loses all of his possessions in a fire and has to search for a better place to live. This leads him to befriend Tyler Durden, a soap salesman who simultaneously brings out the worst in the narrator and gives his life meaning. During their time together, they discover they have a mutual love for violence and decide to create an environment that promotes organized violence, resulting in a creation of an underground fight club. This club becomes a place of magic and masculinity. One of the reasons Fight Club is so iconic is due to the main character's development throughout the story. His evolution is very similar to Meta's attempt of rebranding. During the beginning of the film, he can be seen as a stereotypical beta male who has no control over his life. As the story progresses, it becomes evident that the narrator is unhappy with his life and weak appearance. So he begins to change this by adopting Tyler's carefree qualities. During the evolution of his character, he is seen convincing his co-owner and everyone else in his life that he is a new person by committing extreme acts of violence and destruction. This radical overhaul is very similar to Meta's form of rebranding. One of the biggest and well-known Facebook scandal was the Cambridge Analytica scandal. This global scam resulted in the theft of millions of individuals' private information and is claimed to have a significant impact on the 2016 USA presidential election. Cambridge Analytica was created in 2014, which specializes in collecting data and using it to create targeted ads and influence Facebook users' opinion. This company took things to the next level by identifying voting groups and sending them propaganda designed to influence their views on the 2016 election. In September 2021, the Wall Street Journal released a series of news reports called The Facebook Files. A Wall Street Journal investigation showcasing their shocking findings in the leaked document. One of the critical pieces of data released was Facebook's knowledge about the damaging effect their social media had on the mental health of their minor users. This report explicitly showed the connection between Instagram and suicide in the minors who used the social media platform. When Facebook conducted their own research, they ignored their own findings and did not take any further actions to mitigate this tragedy. Facebook would even go as far as letting people broadcast and post self-harm videos. Without properly fixing their past mistakes and ensuring their customer with a safe and secure service, they risk losing the trust of millions of people. Pushing forward and ignoring the past mistake will not help Meta in the long run. Much like the end of Fight Club, when the protagonist discovers he does not want to be the villain anymore, his past mistakes catch up to him. This leaves the narrator in a bad position where he has to watch all of his past mistakes unfold and cause unrest on both his well-being and the world around him. If Meta continues to cover up their unethical practices by introducing new features, it might find itself in a similar situation, except for this time it will be more challenging than ever to look past their mistake. Hello there my friend, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe.